Yup, out here getting it. It's the Mr. Peter Parker podcast. What's your name, sir?
Tito Jackson, what up? Peace.
He's in here, heavy hitters. We here on this episode today. I think it's episode 12. Yo, episode 12. We're lit. We got Nyce the Future and Havoc of the legendary Mobb Deep on the program, talking about their new project that's out today, Future of the Streets. And we're talking about Mobb Deep. Rest in peace, Prodigy, cryptocurrency, vaccine shots. We're back outside. What? It's the Mr. Peter Parker Show. Let's go.
Salute.
We in here. Okay, MOBB. We in here right now. Let's go. It's the Mr. Peter Parker podcast. My man Nyce the Future's here.
Yes, sir.
Havoc of Mobb Deep is here.
Salute.
The God Tito Jackson. My name is Mr. Peter Parker. Welcome and congratulations, guys. Album out today. Tito, we clap for guys, man.
Thank you.
Yo,
salute, man.
Top shelf. This shit sounds incredible. How do you guys feel?
I feel good.
Yo, we were talking to Nyce before you got on, and he's nice. He's over there like kind of lit, you know. And I was like,
that's why I work with him. Word up.
Yeah, we're celebrating today. You know what I mean? As we all should be too, man. We about to open back up. New York's opening really soon.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be changing, and you know, this Future of the Streets is out right now. Talking about working together, man. You guys, this is a nice combination, man.
Yeah. I mean, well, I'll go first real quick. Just say, you know, it's when you working with the best in the business, you got to come correct. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, messing with H, man, you know them beats is going to be super sharp. You got to, you know, it helps your brain. You know what I'm saying? It gets your brain working and it gets you hype. And that's what happens, man. The energy, man.
Man,
you know,
tough.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I'm going through the album. Records like Boss of the Bosses was the first one to leak. Dope.
Mm-hmm.
This graphic record is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a classic Mobb Deep record to me. That's the vibe. That's the energy I get from that. The Say Yes record is the classic New York record. Is fire. I can't believe it. Fire. Top to bottom, I noticed. Now we're gonna get into a lot of stuff on this. I noticed, rest in peace, when P died. I noticed Have never stopped working. I noticed that you were very busy and diligent. You kept working. You stayed in the studio. Guy like Nyce took a little break. Some people took breaks. People deal with stuff like that differently. Is this therapeutic to get back together and complete a project like this?
Absolutely. You know what I mean? You know, working with Nyce is always a pleasure. You know what I mean? And even if we haven't worked together in, you know, whatever time frame it was, when we do get together, it's like we just left off yesterday. You know what I mean? Right. So it's always a pleasure, you know, working with that kind of dynamic.
Makes things easier, I'm sure.
Absolutely. You know what I mean? And that's the kind of energy you want in the studio. Like you wanted to just everything to flow well, you know what I mean? And not, you know, conflicting or bumping heads, just everything, all the energy flowing good.
Yeah, you can tell the production is great, man. I gotta say, it really does. There's a lot of classic records, but it's got a new sound too. Like I definitely agree with Pete with the New York records and all that. Like it's dope. It's a dope project.
Thank you.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
We were trying to figure out when you guys met. When do you think it was? I know he was on the 06 project, but has it been 15, 20 years you guys known each other?
Yeah. It was around America's Nightmare album.
Right. Okay.
They were dropping America's Nightmare album, and I met H in the studio, man, and I was blown away. I couldn't believe I was in the studio with the guard. Like, yo, shit.
Has he always been like this, Have? Is he always like this personality? Is this
Yeah, absolutely. You know what I'm saying? I don't think I ever I know, you know, Nyce is who he is, and you know, he got the streets, you know, a lot. But I never seen bro upset really. You know what I'm saying? I never, you know what I'm saying? I never, you know, he always has a positive energy, even when you know, you shit that would make you angry, like, you know what I mean? He still brings that positive energy. So, you know what I mean? I love connecting with him because I like being around that kind of energy. It's like, you know what I mean? It's like, yo, you know, things might be in a negative space, you know, whatever issue one may be dealing with. But when, you know, Nyce comes around, it's like, we figure it out. Let's do it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. That's the attitude, though. I see it. We have a mutual friend from Boston, Skate. Our friend Mike that runs a studio up in Boston is a really, really good friend of mine for a long time. And I got a chance one time with Skate. We hung out with Noid one time. And I'm talking about the same type of personality. Like the Mobb Deep guys make great records, but they're also very funny in real life and very cool cool in real life, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because it's like, man, you go through so much, you know what I mean, being in the streets, growing up from the hood. I mean, you gotta be thankful that you made it this far, you know what I'm saying? So it's always, it's a lot of friends of mine who didn't get to see, 25th birthday or 21st birthdays or, you know what I mean, get to actually be in these type of positions, getting to see the world, tour the world, do music, shit that you love. So, you always going to be happy about that. And that's how I take it when I wake up every morning. You know what I mean?
Yo, and he was talking about more music. You guys have more projects and more music coming?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So today's atmosphere, it's better to release an EP, you know what I'm saying, instead of an LP, because everybody's attention span is short, and there's a lot of projects out there that you got to pick from. So you keep it nice and short. But in the interim, when we do work on projects, we make like 30 records, 40 records, and then we break it down. So when it's time to go, we go. You know what I mean?
Hit him over the head again. Hit him over the head.
Yeah. That's what we're doing.
It's a whole new lane, though. It's like the Griselda guys really, and their business model is tremendous, and the way that they go, and the consistency and the quality of what they've been doing. I see guys like Ransom, RJ Payne killing the game right now, and you guys are gonna have like a little rebirth with this. I see this chemistry big time, man.
Definitely. Thank you. And that's the math. You know what I mean? It's no more being content, sitting back, because there's somebody waiting to take your spot. You know what I mean? So
exactly.
If you want to keep your spot, you got to stay in eyesight of what's going on.
You don't have to retire anymore. Like it's like not like you get to a certain point. You guys been doing this since you were teenagers, man. Right. Like little kids, really.
Absolutely.
I remember the story. I talked to Steve Rifkin one time in his office, and he was talking about you guys the first time you came up, and you were these little dudes, and you came up with all this confidence and so tough, and it was like blew everybody away. Fat Joe's like, the first time I see Mobb Deep, I'm thinking they're 6'11". They carry themselves, you know what I mean?
Oh man!
I swear to God, one time I went to LA to this party, and I had an infamous Mobb Deep hoodie on that I had bought at one of your shows, and I remember someone walking up to me saying, "Yo, you're the coolest dude in the room because of that hoodie, man." And I was like, "I'll take it, I'll take it, G, I'll take it." You know what I mean? Like,
that's good.
But we, like I say, off the record, we're 25-year listeners. You know what I mean? Me and Tito. So it's a pleasure to have you guys on today. A lot of new music coming out. I see, and I want to ask you guys about this, specifically Havoc, in this new world with this kind of cryptocurrency and what's happening. I see a lot of heritage veteran hip hop acts, people like Static Selector, Ill Bill, Premier, with these NFTs. And I mean, Meek Mill just spent $50,000 on Dogecoin. Is this something you're interested in?
I mean, absolutely. You know what I mean? Before
making money, bro.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Before it even became a thing, I already had my eye on cryptocurrency. I invested in it. I pulled money out. I put money back in. Because it's still an iffy kind of market, but now it's becoming a little bit more solid. So absolutely, you know what I'm saying? I mean, that's definitely the lane to go at. You know what I mean? Especially with these NFTs, because the essence of music right now and how you can monetize it, it's kind of funny because music is so accessible. It's hard to make money off of it. So the NFT creates a new lane where you could just, monetize off of it in a totally different, cool way.
It's really cool. What Premier's doing, I've seen like this kind of 3-dimensional moving. They have the beats, what Static was doing. Really, 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 really dope shit, man. Okay, so can we expect another one of these Future of the Streets projects soon? Today, it's out today everywhere. Please go listen to it. It's fucking crazy. Whose idea was the Nino and the New Jack imagery?
It was kind of both of ours, because I was sitting there and I was talking to H, and I'm like, how am I gonna like, what are we gonna do with this cover? Like, I'm tired of seeing like just two faces on the cover.
Like you
And
guys
he
just
was
standing
like,
there.
yeah, he was like, yo, man, you know what? We need to do something ill like that to stand out. Let's do movies. And I was like, oh, snap, you know what? That makes sense. Let's do some movies. You know what I'm saying?
30-year anniversary too, a new 30 years.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, yeah. So we actually, you know, we dibbled and dabbled with a couple of characters, you know, like we tried Back to the Future joint, a few other things. And then the new Jack just felt right.
It's perfect.
You know?
It's perfect.
So with things opening back up, you guys gonna go out and do a little bit of touring, maybe, perhaps, if
Absolutely.
Yeah, that got to, man. Gotta.
Are you ready to go back outside? I mean, I know some people are apprehensive. I'm just getting used to being in the house, you know? Like,
Yeah, I'm still a little paranoid, you know what I mean?
I feel it, me too.
I'm like, man, fuck it. I got a strong immune system, so I'm just gonna go out there and just have fun. Still be a little, take precautions, wash your hands and all of that.
Dap them up like this,
Yeah,
this.
Here you go. I've been doing that anyway. You know what I'm saying?
I know you guys. I know.
When I'm always, gotta shake a hand, you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, damn, I just shook a lot of hands. Maybe we should turn it into this. Like,
for real, the knuckle dap came in clutch, you know?
Like, you know what I mean? So it's all good.
Yeah, most definitely. All right, I got 2 Mobb Deep questions before I let you guys go. These are things when I have you on this platform, I have to ask, okay? So back when you guys were putting out the second album, the infamous album, there was always these stories going around that Q-Tip had his hands on a lot of the production. How much of it were you cooking up the samples early? Did he come in? I heard he came in and kind of fixed things. Can you talk about that process a little bit?
You know what I'm saying? Thinking back on that, he helped out a lot. You know what I mean? Just his presence just was a boost to confidence. And it was a learning lesson because he's like a teacher. I was the apprentice learning. I was new to production. So to answer your question, I would say that he produced 30% of the album, you know what I'm saying? He had Give Up the Goods, Drink Away the Pain, and then, he threw the sample in there for Temperatures Rising and all of that, you know what I'm saying? So he came in at 30-40% of helping out, big time,
kind of polishing it up from when you guys were really getting into the
he was mixing it, making it sound good. Even songs that he didn't produce.
There's a level of warmth to the bass lines that remind me of a Tribe Called Quest record, but it's you guys, and that's I think is the dopest part about it because it's not them, it's you, and he did a great job with it. And you guys, and then you took over production fully on Hell on Earth.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because, my confidence was up at that point.
Of course.
You know what I'm saying? Took the training wheels off.
That record is.
Thank you. I had to take the training wheels off.
Yeah, nah. My second question, though, is we seen what Premier did with the Gangstar project recently, and he put something out after Guru's passing. I know you're sitting on a bunch of stuff that no one's ever heard before. What's slowing down putting out like a final Mobb Deep project?
I think, you know what I'm saying, the Prodigy estate, the family, you know what I mean? I think they just, they needed time to, console, they was in mourning, you know what I mean? And you have to let that process play itself out.
Definitely.
You know what I mean? Because Mobb Deep wasn't only me, you know what I mean? Right. So, and it still is never me, his family is taking control of his affairs. So, we just letting that process play out. Yeah. And, eventually we'll come together and put something out. If it was up to me, it would be out tomorrow.
Timing. So it's timing with the family. And I understand that when you lose somebody that's so, it's so personal and it affects everyone differently. So that makes sense. But I'm looking forward to when this happens because I can imagine. And I just love to hear him one more time. You know what I mean? Like,
yes, he did. Yes, he did.
I'm right there with you.
It's the Mobb, baby.
Figure it out. Yo, Nyce, congratulations and welcome back. Your album is fantastic. Out today. Future of the Streets. Havoc. Nyce the Future. Thank you. Clap, Tito.
Yes. Thanks, guys.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
Yo, big love, man. Big love. We'll be in touch, man. I'm waiting on that, man. I appreciate you. That's love, man. Big shout to Havoc, the legend. I had to ask him personally about that Q-tip involvement. I always wanted his side of it.
When you get Hav right in front of you, you got to ask
the
questions.
do,
yes, it's like one of those things.
I had other ones, but it's Nyce's day too. Congratulations to him. Great album out right now. Also out today, our guy Esoteric and them, Inspector Deck, Czarface. They have this MF Doom, like this another project with that MF Doom, this Metal Face Czarface thing that's out. So they have another one. New J. Cole single. It's called Interlude. He got his album is coming out next Friday.
Yep.
That's super exciting. Some dope shit out there, man. Good music. And listening to this Nyce the Future project with Havoc reminds me of why I like to dig for music. Because the good shit is there when you look a little bit. It's not even up on the timeline. It's not on the playlist. But if you go a little bit,
you know what's dope too, because have said something about, you're gonna make EPs, make them shorter and stuff like that. And that was, I think, a big problem, because like, remember you back in the day, you buy somebody's album for one song
and you didn't like the rest of it,
and you didn't like the rest of it, and it was maybe there was a couple joints on there. When it's like a 5 to 7 song EP, perfect. You can find it's perfect, because there's no fillers, there's no bullshit.
100%, 100%. And I was joking around one time. We were in the Wyoming thing with Kanye, and I was talking to Paul Rosenberg, and we were like talking about the Kanye album and how it was only like 7 or 8 songs. And I was like, have you heard it yet? And he's like, I haven't heard it. I'm like, it's only 7 joints. You haven't heard it yet? And he's like, I haven't heard it yet. And we're about to go debut it. He's the president, the chairman of the company, and he hasn't heard it yet. And I'm like, greatest album of all time. It's only like 9 songs. And I look, and Nas is standing like 20 feet to my right. And he's like, and he looks at me, he's like, well, and he leans in, he says, what song are you taking off Illmatic? What's my question? And I lean in, I go, of course, it's One Time for Your Mind. And he like high fives me in the back. And then
that's great.
And then we take a picture with Nas and dap it up and everything like that. But people understanding that One Time for Your Mind on the magnum opus, the perfect album that is Illmatic. That's the one. That's the one I'd love.
Yeah, definitely.
And it's still
100%. It's still a good record, yes. But that's the one you'd leave off. Definitely.
Favorite Mobb Deep album, Tito?
Oh, the first one.
Okay. Yeah, Hell on Earth. I love the first one, but my go back.
Well, I shouldn't say the first one. Not Juvenile Hell. Not their first.
No, right. You're talking about the Infamous.
Infamous, yes.
Infamous. And I think Hell on Earth is great. I love Murder Music. Yeah.
I mean, I love Drop a Gem on them. That's one of my like I remember driving down Main Street, Worcester with Jack in the car, and we were bumping that, and it was like
super grimy music.
The bass was like thumping. It was unbelievable.
When I first moved to Minnesota, I had missed like being in like Roxbury, and I remember driving around listening to the Infamous album so I could reconnect with those vibes.
Yeah, like you needed that. You needed that. Bro, sometimes
it was too pretty. I was like,
sometimes that happens though. Like I'm in the car and I'm just like, yo, I need to hear this album. Like I'll listen to like 2001, the Chronic 2001. Just to remember,
just get the vibe. Just get back in the
just need that vibe. I need that vibe.
What we doing, man. That's what we doing, man. But check out the new J. Cole record. Very, very, very dope. And that new Nyce the Future Havoc is fire. Great episode with them on today. What a pleasure, bro. And I always joke around. The tough guys on the records are usually very cool in real life.
He didn't stop cheesing the whole time. He was smiling.
He's lit. He's holding it back. He's like
great dude. You could tell. But he was like, he's happy. He's a good dude. He seems like a good dude to be around. Great recording process.
I'm guys up. I'm following up with Nyce the Future. That's my guy, man. Very cool, and the album is crazy. So, big shot to them. Heavy hitters. We are here. Listen to the podcast on Apple Podcasting, Spotify, SoundCloud. Got a whole bunch of stuff happening. More guests, more podcasting. Right? Tito's back.
Yep. We're in here. I'm back in the building. I've been back. Never left.
Never left. You never even went anywhere. Tito's back. Never left. Paul Pierce summer. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it is a Paul Pierce summer. It continues to be a Paul Pierce summer.
My wife asked what that entails. I was like, we'll get into it later on.
she hasn't seen the video. She doesn't know.
He doesn't know exactly what a Paul Pierce.
But don't show her. You can't. You gotta show her something else. Then, like make something up.
Have been doing a private Paul Pierce summer thing for years.
Okay, I'd hope so. I'd hope so. Yeah, right.
It's it.
I get
the music on.
But the problem is when you try to take your phone out, she slaps it out of your hand. That's
every time she don't let me film. I can't get her on the gram. She's private. Sorry, we'll figure it out, man.
Shouts to
So we're back at it soon. Thanks for checking out the show. Anything, shout outs, whatever?
I'm gonna consistently shout out Jack Frost and say, what up, my guy? Yo, he's trying to come on next week. I don't know what's going on. Maybe we can Monday, maybe we can speak
do a special
Frost.
bonus episode. True Frost stories. This is what we're gonna call it. The True Frost stories, bonus episodes of him telling salacious details of wild.
I want to hear the story or the origin story for the word prostitutes. So
I need to get into what happened out there in Indiana.
Oh well, that's what we want to talk about.
Is there a statute of limitations? I'm cutting the mics off.
It might be, but we're good.
That's it.
Yo, yes, the Mr. Peter Parker Show podcast. It's good. Subscribe, like, do all that shit.
Crime Apple, thanks for the hat.